Getting everything ready, guys. Everything's always last second. Instagram. Bam. Live. Let's try live. Okay. All right. There we go, everybody. We are good to go. Welcome, everybody. We've got Instagram Live and Facebook Live. Why is there more light on this one? Possibly put this right here. All right. Here we go. Is it too late now? Here we go. Welcome, everybody. This is Matt Monarch with the rawfoodworld.com. Welcome. Okay, so today we are talking about, it's too late now. We're talking about the 3 steps to heal from disease naturally. Before we get into this, I just want to make sure we're up on the new site. Okay, just to let people, the numbers build up, I'm going to answer a couple questions here. And then we're good. And start the hangout. I think we're going to be back on YouTube live streaming very soon. It's almost been 3 months. Here we go. I'm going to drink some vegetable juice. This is cucumber juice. Ivy writes, hello, Matt. I love the spiritual nutrition hangout on the pineal gland and quantum physics. I'm very interested in the physiological correlations to spiritual function. Hope more to come on that. Thank you for your inspiration, research, and sincerity. Awesome. Yeah, my new favorite product that I eat every single day at lunch, now that the retreat's over, is our sunflower lecithin. There's more lecithin in the pineal gland than any other body part. So this replenishes that. And it's very easily lost when we have poor food combinations like processed foods. A lot is lost through sexual secretions. Lecithin is a precursor to acetylcholine. So if you're not getting organic phosphorus, which is also known as lecithin, then your acetylcholine is going to need that precursor, and it's going to take it from the pineal gland. And that's our main spiritual organ. So I like to replenish this on a daily basis. Our sunflower lecithin. It's the first 100% raw lecithin that I know of. Very excited about it. One of my new favorite superfoods. All right, moving along. Ryan writes, hello, Matt. First off, thank you for all you do. You've encouraged and influenced me throughout the years, and I appreciate you. I've been raw vegan, 100% militant like you for 4 or 5 years, okay? I've generally had more energy for the last 4 or 5 years than ever and feel great. 6 months ago, we started making raw vegan cheese made with cashew and macadamia nut-based cheese with pyridine probiotics, don't know what that is, as a fermentation starter. Raw vegan, super clean, soaked with nuts, dehydrate them, then use them after full dehydration in a blender and add probiotics. Then refrigerate and let ferment for a few days to a week. No problems for the last 3 or 4 days, but this last week I got seriously sick, knocked me on my butt, in bed, mucus drainage like crazy. Not only that, our family all got sick at the same time, all raw vegan. Could this have been from the vegan cheese? Can this cause mucus to form? What are your experiences with vegan cheese? I've been on a juice fast for 4 days now and feeling better, but the last few days were miserable. Do not want to go there again. Okay, so I don't know what the probiotics are, but I'm assuming they're clean probiotics. And was everybody eating the cheese? Did you overdo the cheese? But then why did everybody get sick? Did everybody overdo? Okay, so many people think that you don't get sick when you go 100% raw. Like it's impossible because you're on a 100% raw food diet, as if you're immune to ever getting sick. We all get sick. I get sick. I remember getting sick just recently, and I stated it on Instagram, and someone writes me, "Oh, what does this say about your diet?" No, people get sick. We all get sick. I know some people say, "Well, I haven't been sick in 20 years." Yeah, whatever. It's okay. You got sick, dude. It's fine. So someone is asking, tell us about the new silica. I just ordered some. And then your family caught the cold. I catch colds from my daughter sometimes. We catch colds. Someone's asking about the new Organo Living Silica Collagen Booster. After this, we're going to get into the 3 steps of healing disease naturally. Okay, so I'm actually putting a video out tomorrow morning. You could watch it on my YouTube channel, or go to the rawfoodworld.com and put your email in the newsletter list, and the video will be on there. Pretty much, this is the same as this with double the concentration. I know this has helped a lot of people, and they're kind of nervous to go on to something else, but it's the same thing, just you get more silica per serving, almost double, so it's like 2 bottles in 1. I talk about this all tomorrow in the video, so I'm uploading it tonight. I've already done the video, so all the details will be there. Organo has instilled a MAP price, minimum advertised pricing. All of their products are going to be at $49.95. Any vendor that sells below it will get in trouble, and they could lose their dealer their dealer privileges. So up until tomorrow, 4th of July, we have the last final sale on this new Organo Silica product, to where you can get it for $26.95 if you get 3 and use the coupon code RAWFOOD18. So after that, 2 days from now, this will be up at $49.95. In this hangout, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but tomorrow's video, it's going to be plastered there, all the details. Okay. So here we go. We're going to talk about how to heal disease naturally. There are 3 steps to healing disease naturally. In the mid-1900s, Dr. Norman Walker and Dr. Ann Wigmore, were helping heal people from thousands and thousands of degenerative diseases. It's not a heal-all, nothing's a heal-all, but they had such a high success rate with what they did that all the health food institutes around the world started to adopt their methods and based their entire healing protocols, all the health food institutes that bring people in and help heal people from disease. What they did was they pretty much took their 3-step process in order to heal people. And they have a high success rate also because they have duplicated Dr. Ann Wigmore's and Dr. Norman Walker's protocol. So this is a 3-step process on how to heal from disease naturally. Now, the first step that they all prescribed was to eliminate harmful foods from your intake. Dr. Ann Wigmore and Norman Walker would put everybody on a 100% raw food diet. Norman Walker was a little less extreme. He did a 100% raw food diet, and he allowed raw goat's cheese in moderate quantities and egg yolks cooked. So 100% raw with these 2 items if you don't overdo it. He only liked the egg yolks. He said that the egg whites clog up the human system. And so this was the first step. And also, I've been around the world. I've met thousands of people who heal from all sorts of degenerative diseases. If you don't want to go that extreme, then you can also heal from disease on a cooked whole foods diet. And it's easier on the body. The less you eliminate from your intake, the less withdrawals, detoxification that you go through, and the easier it is on your system with the cravings, the withdrawals, and all these things like that. That's why I recommend a cooked whole foods diet most of the time. So Ann Wigmore was really extreme. Dr. Norman Walker was extreme also, but it was easier on the body because he allowed eggs and goat's cheese. And so then finally, so we have a Wholefoods List that we created many years ago, and it has way more foods than all of these diets. Pretty much, on this diet, you're eliminating all harmful foods. You're eliminating the refined sugars, the processed starches, the white starches, and there's all sorts of foods on this list. There's eggs, sorry vegans, there's chicken, fish, turkey for people who can't eliminate those things. There's baked potatoes, brown rice, beans, brown rice pastas, brown rice cakes, and the list just goes on and on. It's an extremely abundant diet, and thousands of people have healed from disease from simply doing that. So the first step is to pretty much eliminate harmful foods from your intake, and the more you eliminate, the more intense it's going to be. So you can either go 100% raw to try to heal disease for the first step, 100% raw with eggs and goat's cheese, or lastly you could do a cooked whole foods diet, which has a plethora of foods. So the first step that Dr. Ann Wigmore and Norman Walker utilize, and all the health food institutes utilize, is to put everybody on a healthy diet. More extreme is what they do. Number 2. Step number 2 is so Dr. Ann Wigmore would give people multiple wheatgrass shots every single day, and Dr. Norman Walker would give multiple vegetable juices every day. Norman Walker, okay, so real quickly, let's talk about the difference between micronutrients and macronutrients. Macronutrients are the nutrients that fuel us, they sustain us, they give us energy, calories. For example, macronutrients would be things like, if you're on a cooked whole foods diet, eggs, baked potato. If you're on a raw foods diet, the macronutrients would be avocado and nut butters. That's how I get my sustenance. That's how I get satiated. That's how I get my calories and my strength and things like that. Now, micronutrients are the extremely absorbable, bioavailable nutrients that digest in 15 minutes. They absorb really quickly, and they are loaded with vitamins and minerals. And these micronutrient juices regenerates and rebuilds the human body. So what they did as step number 2 is they gave everybody micronutrient concoctions, which would be like wheatgrass juice or vegetable juices. And so when you drink vegetable juices, you're getting vitamins and minerals in their most absorbable form, and it helps rebuild and regenerate the human body. Now, Dr. Norman Walker said for it to be effective, you need to do 2 16 ounces per day minimum, all the way up to 8 if you're trying to regenerate and rebuild the body. It's kind of like yoga. If you do it twice a week or 3 times a week, you stay at a plateau. But if you do it like 4 times a week, you're going to be moving forward to where you could bend over more. So it's like he's suggesting that you need to do 2 per day. Now, micronutrients, these vegetable juices, they are a little bit difficult to make. You gotta get a juicer, you gotta clean them up, or you go to a juice press place or something like this. The issue is they cost a lot of money. If you want 2, it's like $20 in some places. I personally feel Whole Foods is just as good as the juice press places, or any place that uses a centrifugal ejection machine. I'll talk about that in a second. But the key is to get these micronutrients. Now, there are whenever I do a superfoods talk, I talk about a plethora of superfoods. And if someone's on a limited budget, I always recommend, if they're gonna get something, to get the superfoods that are micronutrients. Gypsy, no. I think I have to feed him. Okay, so so micronutrient food. Now there aren't many micronutrient superfoods or supplements. But the few that there are, I kind of gathered right here, and these would be my top recommended superfoods, because when you take these, it's like getting a micronutrient concoction is what I'm calling it. So you want 2 minimum of micronutrients per day. So one would be Quintessential. This has all the minerals the human body needs. So it's pretty much like when you take this, it's literally like drinking a vegetable juice, but you get every single mineral the human body needs. And the soils are completely depleted of minerals now. You just simply go like this. And it's like a micronutrient meal. It's like I got one of my 2+ micronutrients. Let me see if I can help this dog real quick. All right. Other micronutrients would be the organo living silica. Now, cucumber juice is also loaded with silica, but with depleted soils, the silica is like the main mineral needed for our beauty, our hair, our skin, and nails. Literally just taking a swig of this is like getting another micronutrient. So that's 2 right there. We want to do a variety so we get all different vitamins and minerals. So it's key to like do a variety of things. But that's just a quick cheat, especially if you are busy, you don't have time to make juice, things like that. And my third favorite, this is the third one that I recommend as a micronutrient, which is extremely absorbable and I would consider as a vegetable juice, is pine pollen. Now pine pollen is loaded with nutrition. It's a powder and it absorbs extremely quickly. I haven't been taking it because I always forget to open the bottle, but what you do, I'm excited right now, and I haven't taken it in a while, so I know I'm gonna feel it. All it is from the pine tree, the pine pollen right there. It's this yellow stuff. Let me see if I can get the lighting up to. It's the pine pollen straight from the tree. You just take like a teaspoon or something and it absorbs real quickly. I needed that. It has all the essential amino acids. It also has a lot of magical nutrition that you don't see in a lot of foods. Like it has ALA, androstenedione. It has living coenzymes, MSM, antioxidants, DHEA, fiber, flavonoids, lignin. It just like digests immediately, like a vegetable juice. Polysaccharides, SOD, which is one of the most powerful antioxidants in the world, and it's got it has vitamin D in there, a natural source, vegan source of vitamin D. I'm already feeling it. I'm glad I'm taking this again. Folic acid, B6, B3, B2, B1, beta carotene, vitamin A, calcium, copper, iron, zinc, manganese, it's just phosphorus, which is really important as we talked about. It just has a lot of vitamins and minerals. Pine pollen, another micronutrient food. On rats, it's showed to help with arthritis. I don't know if it's going to help on humans. In my retreat, one woman said it helped her. That was good. And yeah, so I have another micronutrient food coming soon. But these would be the top 3 micronutrients I would recommend. So back to the thing at hand here is the second step, which is to drink vegetable juices and micronutrients. It absorbs right into the body. You get vitamins and minerals, and it regenerates and rebuilds the human body. The vegetable juices are important also because there's such a wide array of different nutrients in every single different vegetable. And the beauty about the quintessential is the vegetable kingdom doesn't have all the minerals that the human body needs, especially in today's day and age. So this is just a good safeguard for minerals. Okay, so I did mention that I was going to talk about the juice press thing. I was realizing I was a little harsh in my newsletter this morning. The juice press bars are good. Don't get me wrong. I just got a little carried away because what they do is they piggyback off of the Norwalk juicer press machine, as if pressing is why the Norwalk juicer is so good, which is not the truth. At our retreats here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, we actually do all 3 steps that we're talking about today to help heal people and to get that reset, which we'll be talking more about in a second. But we use the Norwalk juicer. Now, these juice press places that are popping up all over the place, at one time I wanted to see what they were doing, and I just like barged right into the back of the kitchen just to see the thing. And it's a 2-step process also, and they extract the juice first in the pulp with what looked like a food processor blade that you would see in a food processor. It probably heats up a bit. The Norwalk juicer, the first step is called the triturator. And what this does is this is Norman Walker, who helped heal people from disease. The triturator is such an incredible unit. When you see it, it's unbelievable. It turns it almost into a baby food, the vegetable, and it unlocks every last cell of the vegetable. It unlocks the nutrition. It opens every cell and the nutrition is unlocked. That is the beauty of the Norwalk juicer, is the triturator process, not the press. Then the second step is to take that pulp and it goes into like a bag, and then you press the juice out. You could literally use a number bag to press juice if you wanted to, but it's literally, the press does not enhance the juice. It doesn't make it more bioavailable. It does nothing. It just presses it out of the pulp and gets the juice out. You get more of yes, you get more juice because you're pressing it and the fiber is more dry, but we care about nutrient quality the most. So these juice press places, I mean, it's not that great. You're better off getting a Green Star juicer and just juicing at home. That would be a higher nutrient quality. Plus, how long have they been on the shelf? They're choosing what to put in the vegetables, things like that. Sometimes they're 3 days old. Anyways, so on the first day of our retreats, we give everybody 4 vegetable juice options. I actually have some in my refrigerator. Let me go get them, because I drink them also every day. Here we go. Oh wait, what am I missing here? Anyway, that's all right. Okay, so we got 4 different juices here. Okay, so what we do is everybody on the first day at our retreat in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, they get a carrot, beet, cucumber juice, which specifically targets the cleansing of the liver and the gallbladder. So it's like a liver detox. It's very gentle. We also give everybody carrot celery. I have to add some carrot in there to make it carrot celery. This specifically targets decalcifying the human body. There's so much sodium in here compared to calcium that calcium gets stabilized in a solution of sodium. So when you're putting massive amounts of, this is healthy sodium, into your system, it can actually get all the calcium, the inorganic calcium that's decalcifying the body, and bring it out. And on our retreat, the good thing about this, and these are all Norwalk juices, by the way, is one of the reasons we get calcified in the first place is because we're eating cereals, we're eating bread, we're eating gluten, we're eating foods that the starch molecule, the white starch molecule, that does not break down in the human body. And it's also loaded with inorganic matter, so it could build up in the human body. Plus we drink fluoridated water, we do all sorts of things. So what we do is at our retreat, we do a full-on body reset. So this is to decalcify the people. And then the main component of our green juice is alfalfa. It's actually 50% alfalfa. It's pretty easy to drink. The alfalfa roots go way deep into the ground, like 30 feet. And the beauty of this is it pulls in all of these minerals. Cattle live off of it. They're really strong and vigor. It has an extremely amount of minerals, and it's got a lot of vitamins, of course, and it's loaded with chlorophyll. Now, we do 50% alfalfa and 50% other greens, including cucumber in here. And this provides chlorophyll minerals, and it's particularly needed by the roots of our hair and our skin. So this is like a very nourishing, this gives you a really good complexion. It's pretty intense, but I love it. Alfalfa is pretty good. And then what we do is we have another green juice that's 50% alfalfa, probably like 30% carrot, and then 20% other greens. This is helpful with dysfunction of the arteries and the heart, respiratory issues, improves and maintains the bone structure in the teeth, and effectively normalizes the entire system. So these are on the very first day of our retreat, everybody gets 4 Norwalk juices. Straight from the Norwalk juicer. These are them. I'm flying from all this. This is incredible. I love it. So these specific micronutrient vegetable juice combinations not only rebuilds and regenerates the human body, which we need 2 at minimum a day, rebuilds and regenerates the human body, makes us more beautiful, but at the same time, it cleanses out the organs of the human body. So it nourishes and cleanses at the same time. When I first went 100% raw, I still do drink crazy amounts of vegetable juices, but I was drinking incredible amounts of carrot juice, carrot beet cucumber. I was doing all of this. And there would be days where I probably drink 60 ounces of carrot juice within all of my juice combinations. And one day, my skin turned orange, completely orange. And what was happening here is it's not the carotene in the carrot skin pigmentation. It is, what's happening is the carrot juice plus the beet, all the different vegetables, it's not just the carrot, it breaks down the matter, the waste material that clogs up the liver. It dissolves it. And it is actually a yellowish orange pigmentation. So what happens is when you drink the amount of carrot juice and beet juice that I was drinking when I first went raw, you're dissolving that stuff at such a rapid pace, and it can't all be excreted through the urine. It's happening too fast. So naturally, the lymph will pick it up and transport it to the pores of the human body, and it starts releasing through the skin, and hence the color of your skin turns orange. 3 months after that, I continued to drink the same amount of carrot juice and beet juice, and my skin turned back to normal. So what had happened was my liver had completely dissolved all that waste matter and cleansed out, and my liver was spanking clean after 3 months of doing that nonstop. But you have to understand I was on a 100% raw food diet also. So I stopped putting the things in my system at the same time that causes the clogging of the liver and this waste material. So that's the deal on that. Okay, so many people worry about sugars. Someone's just saying about, which I find hilarious. Everybody's worried about sugar these days. And don't get me wrong, I eat a very low sugar diet. I'm starting to do a little bit more. I don't eat any fruit that's high glycemic. I only eat strawberries, very low glycemic. I save my sugar intake for the vegetable juices that rebuilds my human body. But just between real quickly, it's so funny, like, I have people come to these retreats, I have people watching this right now, who eat refined sugar like it's going out of business. And then they're worried about drinking carrot juice, which is low glycemic. Beet juice, it's not that much. It just cleanses the liver, so it probably will give you gas, diarrhea, some people depending. So you're worried about carrot juice. Meanwhile, we're eating cake and other things like this. This is extremely nutritious. I'm 43. For the first 15 years, I overdid sugar like you wouldn't believe. Now I do very little. But it's a major improvement to what someone's doing, and it's so nourishing. Carrot juice is miraculous what it does. It's very close to the human blood molecule. And it's really good for the bones, our teeth, the bone structure of our teeth. It's good for our eyes. It's one of the best things we could be drinking. I like to drink a lot, especially after I run or do an hour and a half of yoga or something like that. But when I do exercise and I sweat a lot, I'll probably drink the whole thing. When I don't exercise at all, I'll probably drink half. Sometimes I'll even do more. It's just really good for you. In the earlier days, I was doing like 60 ounces, no problem. So think about it. Many people say, why don't you soak your nuts? Meanwhile, they're eating hamburgers. Who cares about soaking nuts? Especially if you're eating hamburgers from In-N-Out, McDonald's. Okay. One of the beautiful things about our retreat here is we're in a third world country where the soils haven't been depleted of the minerals. There's a study that in Netherlands where one head of lettuce 50 years ago equals 200 heads of lettuce today. That's how depleted the soils have been. So in the third world country here, the soils haven't been depleted. And we have a biodynamic garden, and we use these vegetables in the Norwalk juicer, which unlocks every cell. It opens every cell of the vegetable, unlocking all of the nutrition. And you drink these, people are just like, they can't believe it. And then so after the first day, I explain in detail what all of the, kind of like I just did to you, I explain what all of these different vegetable juices do, and then people can choose if they want to target something or not target something. You can actually have at our retreats as many vegetable juices as you want and whatever combinations you want. We have a dashboard that you go into, so you get this the first day, and then you could be like, okay, I want 5 beet juices, 3, whatever. You can do that. But on occasion, depending on how much work a person needs to do and what their diet was before this, it's a major cleansing proposition here. You go on a raw food diet, you go through the withdrawals, and now you're drinking all these things that detox the liver. You're going to start having diarrhea and things like that, which is fine. Not there's just like a handful of people that usually get diarrhea at the retreats because they're drinking so much juice. So I'm like, yeah, take as many juices as you want. Let's see how long that lasts for. No. But so what happens is when you drink all these juices, it's good that you're going diarrhea. It cleanses the system out. It's what we want. It's just you don't want to like go into fear about it. Uh-oh, I have diarrhea now, so I'm not going to go on the hike with you guys. It's just like a fear. But when you actually go, when the person actually goes, they're like completely fine, and then they just go to the bathroom when they get home. It's like whatever. Anyways, just if anybody plans on coming to a retreat, I'm just letting you know. So these are the first 2 steps of the 3-step process. Now the third step, which we also do at our retreats, aids in the full-on body reset exponentially. This will take the detox from just being a regular detox to being like 15 times more effective. Now, 150 years ago, it's only been 150 years. 150 years ago, back in the day, when the pharmaceutical drugs didn't exist, they came here 150 years ago. It's a new phenomenon. was never seen before 150 years ago. It is documented that every hospital room, I've read the book, has had an enema inside next to the hospital bed. And this was used as the first means of measure in order to help heal someone if they went to the hospital if they were sick. The nurses were really trying to help heal them. There was no money to be made in terms of like pharmaceutical drugs. And that alone could do wonders. I mean, if you think about it, at my retreats, there's like some elderly people here, and I'm like, in the old generations where, 80 years ago, their grandmas knew about enemas. And I'm like, okay, so what happened when you got sick when you were a child? And they said they would run straight for the hills as their grandma chased them with an enema bag. Because of how effective it was in helping someone who was sick. So Dr. Ann Wigmore and Norman Walker insisted on the importance of doing enemas and colonics in order to heal. But it must be done in accordance with step 1, or it will be useless and it won't work. Why is this? I'll tell you in a second, but enemas and colonics, if you don't do step 1 of eliminating harmful foods, the enemas and colonics are useless in helping heal disease. It's that simple. So enemas and colonics don't just remove solid feces waste from the human body. It also removes invisible matter. For example, gas. It magically eliminates gas, which presses up against our organs with pressure, sometimes even clogging it. Acid, dead cells. For example, when someone has been drinking coffee for 20 years and then they eliminate coffee, they get the coffee breath, they get the coffee headache, they get the shakes. They are literally going through withdrawals, which is just another name for detoxification. So when you eliminate coffee, you go through withdrawals. Likewise, if you were to eliminate harmful foods from step 1, refined sugars, white starches, trans fatty acids, you're going to go through the same withdrawals as the coffee drinker, but even more intensely. These are the most damaging foods to the human body. Coffee is not even as bad as these things. So when you do this type of thing, you're not only eliminating solid waste from your system, but we're talking there's gas from your cells, dead cells, acids, all sorts of things. And the enemas and the colonics magically removes that stuff. So if you're not if you're not eliminating foods, if you're not initiating the withdrawal process, then you're not going to get a deep cellular detox. And this is how you heal disease. This is how you get the full body reset. You need to initiate a cellular detox. Now, the colon is the sewage system of the human body. What you do is you go on the raw food diet, like at our retreat or at home or whatever you want to do. What we do at our retreats is we put everybody on a raw food diet. We give them crazy amounts of Norwalk juices. They're going to be going through withdrawals and cleansing their organs at the same time. It all goes into the sewage system. And then what you do is you take an enema to remove all of that waste, which creates empty space and allows the withdrawals to speed up and the organs to dump even more. So you're kind of like, if you don't empty the sewage system there, it'll be like a slower pathway out of your cells and organs. But if you eliminate it and you have all this empty space, all of a sudden you unload more, and we're talking 15 times more detox than you would have without the enemas. You have an empty colon, the pressure off all the organs just stops. There's been times where I've done an enema or a colonic in the past, and my entire sinus cavity just emptied. The best time to do that is when you're sick, or when you're doing a detox, a reset like this. So, pretty much one more time, unless you do step 1, the enemas and colonics are useless. Okay, so abstaining from harmful foods initiates the detox, which is just a fancy name for going through withdrawals, like the coffee drinker. So now you're going through detox. Your cells are going through detox. Everything is being pushed into your bloodstream, into your system, and it makes its way to its colon. You're drinking vegetable juices, which does two things. It rebuilds and regenerates the human body and dissolves waste matter in all the organs and eliminates it into the colon. So we're going through major withdrawals right now, major detoxifications. What happens when you come to our retreats or when you eliminate harmful foods and drink vegetable juices. This is why people think they can't succeed. They're unloading, and they can't even they're shaking like a coffee addict, but even more so. So then what we do is we have everybody do enemas, or we have a colonic system coming soon for the next September retreat. They remove all the waste from their colon, and then it enables everything to dump into the colon at a more exponential rate. And we continue the cycle for 2 weeks. And if someone is willing to do all of this, I mean, it's what they came for. Most people are coming for a total full body reset. And so when you come to the retreat, we repeat the cycle for 2 weeks straight. If someone's willing to do colonics and enemas every single day, this is during the retreat only. This isn't something I'm saying you should be doing for the rest of your life. It's just we're trying to do a reset here. So what we're doing is a deep cellular detox. You have to initiate the withdrawal process in order to do this. This is what's going to make you alert. This is what's going to make you feel alive. This is what's going to give you energy to start exercising again. There was one woman at the retreat, older woman, elderly. She went on this 2-hour bike ride with us. She's like, I would have never been able to do that a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But because I've been detoxing, I've been eating all this really good food and drinking the vegetable juices, I had the energy to do it. Another girl said at the retreat, if you watch our testimonial video, both of those are in there. It's on my YouTube channel. It's brilliant. She said she's excited to exercise again because she finally has energy again. This is what doing a deep cellular detox is. Many people come out with cleanses and things like that, take these herbs or those herbs. You can't take a cleanse. A cleanse is when you eliminate something from your intake completely to where you kick your body into going through withdrawals. And this is the deep cellular detox we need in order to heal, reset, and do what we're trying to achieve. So it's the cycle. We duplicate Ann Wigmore and Dr. Norman Walker's process here in a very potent and effective way. And if it gets too intense for people at our retreats, we do offer one cooked whole food meal every night if it gets too intense. Most people don't partake in it, but a lot of people do sometimes when it's too intense, like quinoa and things like that. But you don't have to take that. So I've done probably 12 retreats now, and the funniest thing is, my forte, I don't know how I do this, I mean, I guess I do, is I win over the husband that is dragged along to the retreat. It just happened at this retreat, the last retreat, the retreat before that. After the first talk, he's like, man, I didn't want to come. I was telling everybody how pissed I was, but he was totally into it. I present this information on how to do a cooked whole foods diet, and I even have these guys doing enemas and on the vegetable juices. But I teach the cooked whole foods diet in such a logical and methodical way to where their minds can't fight with it. And they end up going home more excited to do the cooked whole foods diet than their wife who brought them. It's so funny. But I remember at this last retreat, this one guy was like, he wanted to continue going raw. He lost 12 pounds and he's like, I want to continue it. And this was the guy that was dragged along. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you could do that. It might just be intense, he was worried about protein. I'm like, if you're worried about protein, maybe you could also do raw food with eggs or something. Anyway. So So someone's asking, okay, so now I'm going to answer some questions. And just real quickly, at our raw food retreats, which are taking off, the next one's in September. We're doing San Pedro again in September because of how successful it was here. Not only do we handle all of the physical aspects we talked about, but we also go into spiritual healing in a big way. Sometimes the raw food diet doesn't work because their health issue might be a spiritual one. So we always try to hit that also. Sometimes people aren't willing, but sometimes they are. San Pedro, there's all these testimonials on how that went. It's a cactus, it has mescaline in it. It's like a journey. We also have a temescal, which is what some people consider a sweat lodge. It's completely different. We use a man named Carlitos, who's a taita, who is one of the most humble healers I've ever met. And when I'm in there, when you leave there, I don't know what he did. I mean, I do, but he's like, he really helps people spiritually, you know, just from doing that. And then we have a fire ceremony. We go on many hikes, horseback riding, bike rides through the local towns, local villages. We visit a sugar place. We see the third world countries. We go visit the art salons. It's an incredible experience here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. If you want to come to a retreat, go check it out at therawfoodretreat.com. Yes. And for anybody who wants to refer someone, we give a $100 refer fee. But we plan on going pretty big with the retreats now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through any questions. I don't know if it's legal in Costa Rica. What about juicing fruit? I was on a 7-day raw juice cleanse and it had a lot of fruit. Okay, so the reason why you did so well on that is because cleansing happens when you eliminate something from your intake. So if you're eliminating everything but fruit juices, you're gonna go cleanse and detox. But the fruits are like cleansers of the human body. This is what Norman Walker says. And the vegetable juices are the builders, or maybe that's what Arnold Ehret said. So the vegetables rebuild. If you're gonna be doing apple, that's just a fruit. You'll get some vitamins and minerals, but I'd rather have the sweetness come from the carrots, which does incredible things for the human body. So when I juice, I rarely do fruit. I mean, if pineapple juice is around, that just tastes ridiculously good. It has a lot of enzymes. I'll drink it. But normally, I go straight for the juices. And I'm kind of excited. I'm starting to do beet again. It gives me gas. And right now is a good time because the retreat's over. And it's cleansing my liver. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's see if there's any more questions here. Okay, so what happens when someone comes to Vilcabamba and eats and drinks so healthy and then returns home where the earth and air are not as pure? That's fine. You'll probably live longer because you're getting this nutrition from the air, from the soil here and things like that. More crazily is here there's like this vortex that is literally this like one of the largest in the world, more powerful than all of Sedona's vortexes. And it's such a potent experience here, a spiritual experience also, to where when you go back, it's almost like a spiritual boost a person gets on some level if they're open to it. And they have to reintegrate that way also. It's like, I don't know if you remember The Matrix, when he goes back, he's like, I used to eat there. No, it's a really fun event. Okay. Okay. That's cool, Sharon, that you don't eat cake or sugar. That's awesome. Just seeing if there's any questions here. Alfalfa sprouts. Is this alfalfa sprouts in the green juice? No, it's straight alfalfa because we want the roots to go deep into the ground. We put it right into the juicer. It's loaded with chlorophyll. There are alfalfa sprouts at the lunches and dinners if you're interested, which also digest very quickly. They're very readily digestible. They break down very easily. They're just like little sprouts. Someone saw me a decade ago on the internet. Okay. We'd love to hear you address the difference of a person with major leaky gut and irritable bowel and parasites, pathogens in the body, which makes it hard to do a raw food, and lots of carbs in the diet, mentioned potato. Can you discuss this and how perhaps the transitioning has to happen after the colon is healed? Thank you for all you do. There was a girl here who had, one woman had leaky gut, another person had Crohn's, or IBS actually, and she didn't do a transition. Look, I just talked about this. If you're gonna start drinking vegetable juices and you're gonna start eliminating everything from your diet but raw food, you're gonna have diarrhea. For most people, you're gonna feel like crap. What you're doing is, the more you eliminate from your intake, the more withdrawals you go through. For example, if you eliminate coffee, that's one thing, but if you eliminate cigarettes, coffee, and alcohol at the same time, you're gonna go through 3 times more withdrawals. Refined sugar and white starches and trans fatty acids are more intense than coffee. So you're eliminating all these things, you're gonna feel like crap. Many people self-diagnose or they listen to another person to diagnose them, but they really don't know what's going on. A lot of the time, we really don't know what's going on, and we're so manic in our minds about this type of thing that you just don't move forward because of all this stuff you hear about. Okay, let's look on Instagram, see if there's any questions here. Okay, we're gonna have to move this phone for a second. Okay. What's your experience with celery juice? There are many health claims, but not sure about the sodium content. The sodium that you have to watch out for is the sodium from the white salt. The sodium from this celery juice, with a little bit of carrot, is extremely beneficial for you. There's nothing wrong with it. I could drink ridiculous amounts without an issue. All right. Okay. Yep, I went over the vegan cheese question in the very beginning. Love how I break down health. That's how I get the husband that was dragged along, because the logic. Thank you, Aurora. Okay, so yes, we have our coupon code on our website right now. Raw food 18 for 17.5% off. It expires in 24 hours from now. Whoops. So you might want to check that out. Here is also the collagen booster, and the G5 Sil plant is supposed to go up to I'm supposed to put up to $49.95 in 2 days, and nobody could sell for less than that before then. So raw food 18. When you buy these right now, you could literally get it for $26 if you buy 3 and do the coupon code raw food 18. Plus, we're extending the contest for 24 hours till tomorrow night also. Next Tuesday at Next Hangout, I'm going to be giving away a retreat, all expenses paid retreat vacation. If you ordered anywhere between the beginning of the sale through tomorrow, you're automatically entered into this contest. And if you're entered into this contest, when we pull the name, if it's you, we're paying for your plane tickets, we're paying for your taxi, we're paying for everything. We just had one a retreat winner come to this retreat. We paid for her we paid for everything except for San Pedro. She wanted to do that. That was just $100. So we paid for everything. She had an incredible, you can see it on the video on YouTube, incredible life-changing experience. It was just awesome. So here we go. The retreats are just getting extremely good. Extremely good. What else did I have? Oh yeah, what we're gonna do is see if there's any more questions at news.therawfoodworld.com. Yes, it looks like there is. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Okay. Someone asked about the new silica. I have come on our newsletter list at therawfoodworld.com. I'm going to be talking about the differences of all three tomorrow in great detail. I'm posting the video on YouTube tonight, so we're probably gonna be right after this. Okay. Tell me the difference between organosilica and MSM. I want something to strengthen my bones, tendons, and connective tissues. Take both, but this is probably the best thing for that, silica. In your opinion, if a large variety of fresh, non-GMO organic fruit and vegetables are not that prevalent in the area, is it better just to use the GMO fruits and vegetables? Putting me on the spot. Or only drink the organic ones that can be found, even if the selection of choice is much less? It depends. The key in order to eat healthy is not to eat fruit. The key is to eliminate harmful foods from your intake. Refined sugars, white starch, trans fatty acids. We want to eliminate that from our intake completely. Now, if you have the choice, if you can't do that because you don't have fruit, what's more damaging? These foods that I just mentioned or GMO fruit? I'm gonna say the foods that I mentioned are more damaging. Refined sugar, white starch. A person could live off of this for a while and lose weight, heal from disease possibly, all sorts of things. So if that was the choice, then I would say yes. But if it's just a matter of you're already eating healthy, then I would do my best not to eat that. There have been documentaries that I haven't watched, but my friends told me about it, to where it does have an impact on a possible DNA level. I have eaten GMO fruits probably in the last few months, or when I was in the States or something. I'm not going to kill myself over it. I don't do it on an ongoing basis, but that's my opinion on that. All right, everybody. So retreats at therawfoodretreat.com. You could go to our website, therawfoodworld.com. 24 hours left to use the RAWFOOD18 coupon code. RAWFOOD18 for 17.5% off. This is on sale for 24 hours more too. I mean, this one, you can get it for $25.96. Lecithin, my new favorite product that I eat every day, is also on sale. My almond butter is on sale. All these things are coming off the Ormus. There's a couple people who bought 12 Ormuses. I know what they're doing with that. This Ormus is the real deal. Like, it's gonna become very popular because everyone's gonna experience it and be like, crap. Okay, anyway, it's been a good hangout. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're gonna be back next Tuesday, live. Crystal, please put this on YouTube as soon as you can. We're just gonna download it from Facebook and put it on YouTube. It'll be there in like 15 minutes. Thanks everybody. Mwah.